Hi, folks. This is a very late mountain man coming to you from parts unknown. Well, I had a problem. I was trying to do a multi-stream on Bumble, and I had everything set up for a picture show in my studio, and uh, it wouldn't go through. So I had to ditch everything and reboot and set up a talkie. So I don't know. It's this late. I probably won't anybody show up. I'll sit here and talk to myself all night. Just me and Doc. How you doing, Doc? Hi, Andrew. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you all. So I was a little bit stunned earlier today, about an hour or two ago. And I want to know if you all are stunned also. I'll get into that a little bit. I was stunned and disappointed and wondering what in the world is this all about? What are we fighting for? Excuse me while I was sipping my coffee. What are we fighting for? It's about the kids, I think. We don't take care of them. What the hell kind of future are you going to have? So maybe I'm overreacting and I'm waiting for people to get in before I elaborate. Hi. You got no sound, White Lightning? Check your volume. I tell you what, I didn't have my earbuds in, and I was messaging in the chat. You got no sound, and my earbuds were in my lap. I had my earbuds in so much they felt like they were in, but they weren't in. And I thought the stream had no sound. And I looked down and said, oh, there's my sound. Hi, Sissy, how you doing? Dog, I'm glad you're doing good, Doc. Hi, Debbie. So let us know when you get some sound there. White Lightning. Tennessee, how you doing? Oh, okay. Did you just find your earbuds, buddy? No, he probably did what I tell you what, and some of those earbuds, if you just have one in your ear, because I'll do that sometimes. I'll just put one in my ear and the other one I'll stick in my top pocket when I'm doing stuff. And certain parts of a video, especially if you're playing pre-recorded stuff, they'll play on the other earbud, and the one you have in your ear, there's no sound, and you're like, oh gosh. So yeah, so stuff like that. Hi, David. Hi, Andrew. Andrew's got good sound. The cat, how you doing? Pappy. Let's see. I had to close that and go back. And all right. Well, that's good. That's good. We're all set up. And like I was saying, I had a thumbnail up on Rumble. I had everything all set to go to multi-stream. And I had to settle for this. And I couldn't even upload my last video on this platform. It's just technical junk that's changing. And there's some kind of rift between Utizzle and Bumble, where they stop those automatic uploads. So now it's like banging your head against the wall, especially if you're by yourself, you have nobody to help produce, nobody to help edit, nobody to help do anything. A one-man band. There's a lot of work to doing this stuff. So I spent 4 minutes and 17 seconds telling you all about my woes. Single songwriter, how you doing? So yeah, if I'd have known I was going to do this, I could have put up something a lot sooner with a notification so everybody would be ready to go. But I thought I was going to do a picture show. I had it all set up. Bumble was working with live, but I tell you what, I set up that other channel. I went to all that. I'm still going to all that trouble. I didn't check it today. But yesterday, day before yesterday, on my live, I told everybody how to get to it. I can't put a link to it because it's supposed to be a secret back channel. Oh, let me put links to it in this channel, and that. How does that supposed to work? So I tell people how to get there, and don't you get about 700-800 views on the video. Tell everybody how to go to the new channel and subscribe. Guess what? I got 30 subscribers more. I had 31 or so, and I got like 64. It's like, man, spent the whole week forwarding videos to Bumble and setting up the new channel. I can't do lives on there unless I have a minimum number of subscribers. I don't know how many it's either 100 or 300, and I thought I'd be way over whatever it was, but nobody went over there and signed up. So and then what I hear today that brought me down. It's got me worried. That is why I'm not in a good mood, but I'll try to get in a good mood, because I had a lot of pictures, and I think one of the illegal psychological war campaigns has been defeated. I was going to focus on that, and maybe I'll do a special one tomorrow or something. Take a break from all this high tech crapola that I just trying to do on my own. Yeah, let's see. Oh, okay, Tennessee. I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, that's part of what I was made my eyebrows go up going through Mr. T's single songwriter went over and signed up to the new one. Yeah, I'll know who my friends are now when I go over there. Find out who my friends are. So anyway, I guess I can I can give you all some of the updates that I have. It seems like obviously we're not the only ones with a deep state. I can only say that one time. From now on, it's DS. I shouldn't even said it once. But anyway, but as we've said, or as I was saying in my very, very early broadcast, worldwide police operation, special military operation, worldwide, multiple countries. People thought I was, and many of you all were thinking the same way as me. They all called us crazy, but it's that's the way I look at it, and in my mind, that's the way it is. An alliance of militaries around the world that are getting a criminal cabal, immoral criminal cabal, and squashing them. So I bring that up because Putin has got his own D.S. Okay, believe it or not, he's got a deep and then state, right? Anywhere the three-letter agency that begins with a C and ends with an I-A and has an I in the middle is infiltrated. North Korea. Hey, North Korea was developed by that agency. Okay, same time as Operation Paperclip, same agency that helped with Mao Zedong to defeat Chiang Kai-shek. So anyway, he's dealing with remnants of that D.S. state, okay? And they had some big news yesterday. Deputy Minister of Defense of the Russian Federation, Timur Ivanov, whose detention was previously reported to the investigative committee, is suspected of receiving a bribe of at least 1 million rubles. At least 1 million rubles. He faces up to 15 years in prison. Putin was already informed about the detention of the deputy head of the Ministry of Defense, and Shoigu was informed in advance. So in other words, he's been arrested, okay, for taking bribes. And that is a high level in the Russian Federation. And I would be showing you if I would have been successful in linking up the broadcast, a picture of him standing in the obligatory glass booth where they put offenders. And he's 50 something, maybe 60, early 60s. Got some medals on, and epaulets, but I don't think they'll be there for long. The Basmani court arrested Deputy Minister Timur Ivanov in a bribery case. He's been charged with receiving a bribe on an especially large scale, the Moscow City Court reports. The investigation believes that Ivanov entered into a criminal conspiracy with third parties. The case is related to contracting and subcontracting work for the needs of the Ministry of Defense. So they're not the only ones who have creepos making bank, okay, off of military equipment, foreign aid, or not in this case foreign aid, but everywhere else it is. I think Russia's the only country we don't give foreign aid to. Hi, Melinda. How you doing? Debbie. Let's see. Yeah, Killer. I got, she's been running her jaws. Hi, Gary. Ronald. Andrew. Let's see. Ravens. How you doing? Im. Yeah, they say we're crazy, but they'll be finding out we're not. Jetlag, how you doing? Waking Shirley? I'm going up the line here till my chat stop. Okay, I'm stopped. I think I got everybody. But I went on late, so anyway, which charges are bogus? Not the ones I just read, Melinda. Those they wouldn't get somebody that high up. You talking about Mr. T's charges? Oh yeah, they're bogus. They're bogus. And one thing Mr. T put up was that Joe claimed he got into the race for president of the United States because of Charlottesville. And I'm going to write down their OPS. That was a very early operation, was the Charlottesville staged event, which went crazy. All you need is one person to panic, one person to overreact, and next thing you know, you got a circus on your hands. So that's what happened, and unfortunately lost a life. But anyway, what Trump pointed out was if he got into running for president because he thought he could straighten out the Charlottesville situation, what's going on in these campuses is, what did he say? Charlottesville looks like a peanut compared to it. A peanut. So they're going wild all over the place. University of Southern California, there are police actions going on, and they're not, at first blush, it looks like they're not fooling around with these people. And I want to know who's paying for all those green tents I think we have to look at all that stuff. Who's buying those green tents? That has to be organized. So we're getting down to the roots of this D.S. right? Deeper and wider than anybody thought. So yeah, like with this guy in Russia, high level guy, and see the advantage we had over Russia was we knew who the high level people were. Very, very early, years ago, especially people in these types of chats. We knew about Epstein long ago. We knew about Ghislaine Maxwell long ago, way before most people did. And now we come to the conclusion that just rounding up the top people would have left a rotten infrastructure, all the criminal judges, criminal prosecutors, all the flunkies, all the students that have been recruited. I mean, you can buy off their loyalty at that age for a latte, you know, or a gift card to Starbucks, and they'll go out in the street and scream for half an hour, you know. So we had to clean all that stuff out. But Russia apparently is dealing with isolated corruption. I mean, it's not like this person I just read about has got a deep, loyal cadre of people. Russia doesn't have corrupted universities, corrupted media. They don't have to go through that. But it was just a matter of time till somebody slipped up. And this guy apparently, now he's innocent until proven guilty, but what swamp they have, this guy's going to sing quick. Anybody underneath him, he'll throw under the bus. All those people will throw anybody else under the bus. It's going to be much easier for Putin to clean out his deep, and then the other word is state, because it ain't that deep. But anyway, so that leaves us with the mess we have. How many times does he have to prove we can't be trusted? How many times does Trump have to prove that we can't be trusted? Oh, it's a quote from Joe, right? Well, he made a fool of himself again in front of the teleprompter. And I've said that I think he knows exactly what he's doing. I think he's being compelled to assist because he's already been gotten dead to rights. His son's facing 40 plus years for the gun charges, tax charges, gun charges, all the other charges. You know, to be fair about it, he's facing hundreds of years. And we know Hunter didn't leave that laptop by accident. He didn't set up that meeting with Bobolinsky, not knowing what the end game was. Now, James Biden and that other brother of Biden, I don't think were privy to what was going on. But I think Joe is playing a role, and maybe he is, you know, losing his brain where he reads pause while he's reading from the teleprompter, next page, stuff like that. But overall, I'm not going to say it's all a show, but we've got the top people. We've got the top people, and we've got the cooperation of militaries in key nations to cooperate with us. So I'll just check in the chats here and see what's going on. Yeah, Joseph. I mean, yeah, he's a big fake. He's been processed, Gary said. Yeah, they've been, the things they've done, by all rights, it's do not pass go. For some of these offenses to fully justify what would you call it, a drumhead tribunal, a real quick one. But, if they're playing along, Jerry Lee, use DE4 D. Where'd that go? Jerry, use DE4D. You know better than that. Your comment will disappear just because you can't use that word. All right. So just remember to use, and welcome aboard, Jerry. Nice to see you. Remember to use numbers for vowels on touchy words. Hi, Ivan. How you doing? Bill. Well, the show's not over. It's just getting started. Oh, they're going to be begging for pardons? Yeah, I went through my a big part of my photo library because what I had planned was to put up a lot of panny damicky stuff, information to show that that operation is crushed. And it's going to be very difficult for them to get people to fall for that. That doesn't mean they're not going to try. Who's really behind the curtain? Well, it's a group of people, It's a group of people. Yeah, I got started late, Ivan. I got started late because I was trying to multi-stream and just all went sideways. Oh, Bevan Mike went to buy me a coffee. I appreciate that, Bevan Mike. Thank you very much. It's nice. Tonight's no, I'm on TV. I was planning a big picture show. Maybe I'll do it Friday night. Well, time permitting, if I can figure out my technical snafus, I'll do it tomorrow night. And because the stuff's moving along very quickly, this my thumbnail has. Remember the movie Day of the Jackal? Well, that was a movie in the 70s. And it was about Terror, right? So I changed it to the Days of the Jackals in the plural because they're all over Trump, as we know, air quotes legally, and the media coordinating. And I meant to mention on my last broadcast, Trump was walking away from a statement, and of all the questions they could ask him, they're hollering, "Where's Melania? What do you got to say about the Access Hollywood tapes?" The Access Hollywood tape is so old news and been addressed. And that's the two things they holler at him. When you have a leading candidate for president, a former president, who's being threatened with jail, they ask about Melania and they ask about the Access Hollywood tapes. And I put up where they're trying to create a narrative that Melania and Trump are on the outs. Well, I showed where she was with him at Mar-a-Lago for a celebration there in Mar-a-Lago, and where she accompanies him here and there, and they just act like she's nowhere around. But the thing that got me, let me ask you all, and don't go to truth to look it up. If you didn't see it, you didn't see it. If you did see it, you saw it. Did you all see what where Trump mentioned Melania today, a couple hours ago? That's what knocked me off my game. That's what knocked me off my game. I saw where somebody said, it's a shame Trump backing Johnson. We don't know the intricacies of that. And I know we've been told that the end won't be for everyone. So I'm getting, no. Yeah, her and DT are still together. Tennessee saw the movie Day of the Jackal. Yeah. Well, it's the days of the jackal. The jackals are the media and these prosecutors. Gary said, didn't the bill that said flags in air? Yeah, I'd have to look at the ins and outs of that bill before. I mean, they said that Johnson saw something pretty unnerving when he was in a skiff, and some people claim that he gave power to what's his face, Jeffries, but we'll see. Well, maybe it's just me worrying about this. The cat said, my beautiful wife. No, he said she was hosting an LG whatever TQ group, an alphabet group. And that's all. That's what he said in quotes. It said, I didn't get a screenshot of it because frankly, my jaw dropped. I'm not saying she should be, I've defended gay people dozens of times on my channel. I'm not going to keep doing that. I already stated that. But I'm talking about the TRAN business. And I did not like the air of legitimacy, okay? My opinion, like everybody's got opinions about the climate hoax and the TRAN movement. As far as I'm concerned, they should both be criminalized. But she's, I don't know what type of event it was. She hosted it. And for these kids that are being, in my opinion, psychologically abused by this group, okay? I was very disheartened, but I don't have that much information about it. It'd be just like me saying, somebody overhears me saying, I didn't have a problem with Richard Simmons. I didn't have a problem with Liberace from the 1950s on. I didn't have a problem with Elton John. I didn't have a problem with, name them. Charles Nelson Riley, people you knew were gay. I didn't care. So somebody would say, they would say Mountain Man was promoting that. No. I'm just saying they can be themselves. You be you, Charles Nelson Riley. So maybe that's the same thing with this thing with Melania, but I don't care for the T letter in that group. Yeah, Rock Hudson, Little Richard. And, well, yeah, I like Melania too, Sissy, but go to Mr. T's True Social and take a look at what he put in there. I feel it's, at first blush, highly inappropriate that she endorses every letter in that crowd. And, you know, maybe as I think of it, the saving grace would be, you know, for young girls to look at Melania and want to aspire. Okay? Because Melania ain't no Caitlyn Jenner, that's for sure. Yeah, Freddie Mercury, you could go on down the line. On down the line. So, anyway, I didn't care for that. And I don't know what the goal is, but Trump had been speaking unity, so we'll see. And the end won't be for everybody, but I am not going to tolerate that around children. Never will. And you know, once we get in the saddle, hey, if a guy wants to have an operation and run around dressed, you know, this used to be a free country. Let him do it, but don't be influencing kids. Okay, you make your choices for your lifestyle. That type of lifestyle cannot include influence a child. There should be no S3 actual innuendos, references, or anything like that in schools or any other field where you deal with underage little people. Other than that, do what you want. Do as thou wilt with yourself. So anyway, I've got this article in front of me about I was going on about Ukraine and Russia, or Russia in getting their deep state guy out, and we'll see how many that leads to. But there was an article about the Washington Post with this aid to Ukraine package that went through. According to the Post, they are going to try to accelerate deliveries. They had weapons stockpiled because they knew in advance this would pass in places like Poland, and you know, something like they have to ship it all the way from U.S. bases in Europe or in the U.S. to go to Poland, but it's still going to take them several weeks to get them whatever they need. And the Washington Post said, right now, Russia has a 10-to-1 advantage militarily over Ukraine, and that for the next several weeks, the aid package won't put a dent in that. I don't know about you, but if I was in a situation where I was outnumbered 10-to-1, I wouldn't make it a couple of weeks. I mean, in my finest hour, in my ute, you know, maybe 3, 4 at the most, but not 10. Well, if chats are frozen, wait a second, what's going on here? There we go. Let's see. Who said she was gay? Oh, Stevie Wonder. I think he was blind, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think he was blind. Somebody saying Melania was gay? I never heard that. Yeah, she is elegant. I bet she has a great sense of humor too. And Mr. T did say very early in his first campaign that Caitlyn Jenner could use the ladies' room at Trump Tower. He didn't care. So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna draw that line. Hi, Marla. Nice to see you. How they're going to draw that line with the young'uns. The difference is they didn't try and make us agree with their decisions. That's right. I got one picture I was going to put up. Oh man, shim, she and him. The nuns used to tell us you call them shims. But anyway, the shim had a T-shirt on that said "Say my pronouns," but in a very foul, demanding way. Make you say their pronouns. No, that's not going to work. Yeah, home ec. I remember sew and cook, right, Gary? I haven't done for years, but I could do a basic stitch sewing. Hi, Lone Wolf. How you doing? Yeah, we learned how to cook an egg. We learned, and that was when we had real food. It was okay to eat eggs. Nobody put out that lie that eggs were bad for you. Romanoff royalty. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Wow. Let's see. Well, they're not going to get enough depleted uranium to amount to a hill of beans. They're up to 5 tanks now. Abram tanks they've either taken out or captured. That's got the depleted uranium armor on it, and I don't even know how many sent over there. They probably got half of them already. Yeah. Stevie got called out for what? Not being blind or being gay? Which one? Thousands of years, Sherry. People have been eating eggs for thousands of years. So anyway, that guy's going to prison, and then I had another right after that on Citizens Free Press. I don't know where this was, but it is a drag and then queen story hour. A report from Citizens Press right after I read that about Melania said it just got worse. And it shows this guy with a big red wig on and a dress and little kids sitting in the crowd. You know, what the hell are these parents thinking? And this person says, if you're a drag queen and you know it, scream "Free Palestine." And I didn't play the video because I was puked out enough. But if I'd have heard a bunch of kids saying "Free Palestine," I would I'd be even more for not being blind. Well, maybe he chats are lagging, or they're trying to push bird flu. Well, that's what my broadcast tonight would have been. Showing how we've pretty much defeated that fear op of plan and then endemics, right? But I can't show all the stuff. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow or Friday. Well, the atrocious spending bill has officially been signed by Biden. The only silver lining is that maybe more of the public will understand the severity of the situation we face. They will recognize that a ruling class are corrupt megalomaniacs hell-bent on World War III. Maybe they will recognize that we are tax slaves to the war machine. Maybe they will recognize that democracy is an illusion. Is he being too upbeat? The Biden regime and their accomplices in Congress continue to steal from the American people and drive us closer to a full-scale global war. If this doesn't wake up the normies, nothing will. Of course, we've been saying that long enough about waking up normies. Now, why is this stand falling over while I'm talking? There we go. That's right, Gary. I shudder to think what my dad would have done if I came home and told him stuff like that was going on. And then 230 pounds of flying Irish, you know what, showing up at that school. And here's the stuff from Trump. Crooked Joe Biden would say constantly that he ran because of Charlottesville. Well, if that's the case, he's done a really terrible job, because Charlottesville is like a peanut compared to the riots and anti-Israel protests that are happening all over our country, capital letters, right now. And it's Crooked's fault, because he sends the wrong message every single time. Yeah. The fact is, Crooked Joe Biden, capital letter, hates Israel and hates the Jewish people. The problem is he hates the Palestinians even more, and he just doesn't know what to do. Well, I'm sure Mr. T knows quite a bit more about his personality and what he likes and dislikes from military intelligence than we do. So this owner of TikTok, he came out. TikTok CEO expects to defeat U.S. restrictions. We aren't going anywhere. We aren't going anywhere. The head of TikTok on the U.S. decision to block TikTok if the company is not sold to American owners. The Constitution is on our side, and we expect to win, Shaw Shu Shu said. That's his name, Shaw Shu Shu. And so he's fighting it. It's not going to be a done deal. Let's see. Yeah, what is the end game as far as the election? Trump keeps saying it's going to be the biggest day in American history. But he also said J6 was going to be, what was the word he used? Going to be wild. Yeah, it was wild, all right. Let's see. So I'm ready for anything. I just know not to lose my head. This might be what single songwriter, what does bring martial law. And like I've said many times, it's going to be Biden that does it. Trump's going to have clean hands. Part of this business of Trump being tied up in court is twofold. Clean out the judiciary, clean out the crooked prosecutors, document social media of people who have law degrees and are supposed to be operating with the public trust in mind, like Midas Trash and all these other creeps that need to lose their license because they're participating in lawfare and illegal psychological warfare campaigns. So that is part of the reason why Trump's doing what he's doing. The other reason is when the decision needs to be made to remove habeas corpus or declare martial law or do anything. So Trump won't be called a dictator. It's going to be done by Creepy Joe or his replacement or his flunkies. And Trump will have clean hands. Whoa. Yeah, Greg Abbott sent troops down, and I got an article from him where he's not going to tolerate that stuff. Bill's going to go fishing. Well, if you're blessed enough to be away from these big cities, some of our friends in the chats are not so lucky, and they got to be smart. Well, that's a good question, Sherry. Doesn't that keep Potato in office? Well, I keep returning to what Trump said, that the American people haven't felt it bad enough. I don't know what they were hauling, Roland. Yeah, corruption in the courts and the prosecutors and the greasy lawyers. Not the nice lawyers, the greasy ones. Hi, Judy. Judy. Oh, you had some in there in how did that go down, Gary? In Adak Island. Is that where they had them? I haven't heard that. Well, the other thing I was going to put in my picture show tonight, I want my, before this stuff, the bowels blow out of this situation, I want my bigger reps. Somebody, a symbol of who's going to go down. And I've said in the past, I thought it might have been John Kerry. You know, he's a former senator, presidential candidate, married into the Heinz family, married to a lot of people from Iran, and has gone to hostile nations and met secretly and privately with them. And it's all on video. That, you know, I thought it might have been John Kerry. So I don't know who it might be. Maybe it would be Joe himself. Oh, okay. Research it. Well, the way they got Goggle all, I will. Let me take a screenshot of that. I won't remember the name of that island. Maybe I can look that up tomorrow. There we go. Now I'm waiting for the 8-hour movies too. So yeah, I started late. We usually got an extra 50 to 100 people in, but ADAC. Okay. I took a screenshot of it. So we all know about the riots going on in the colleges. While this is happening, the U.S. State Department puts out an odd statement about Ukrizzle. Okay, get a load of this. Disappearances, torture, and restrictions on internet freedom. The U.S. State Department published a report on human rights violations in Ukraine. Nobody's paying attention to this. Listen to this, guys. Oh, and also, not in a funny vein, I'm going to read you something about a statement from New Guinea. You know, of course, about what Biden was saying about his uncle, but it's not funny. And they're pointing out something that American people don't know. This crazy stand I have is well, it was good for so long, I guess. But anyway, I'll read that in a minute. But now, while everybody's going on about these upheaval in the colleges, this report lists the following human rights concerns: forced disappearances, torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, harsh and life-threatening conditions in prison, arbitrary arrest or detention, serious problems with the independence of the judiciary, restrictions on freedom of expression, including for representatives of the media, including violence or threats of violence against journalists. This is just the start, and this is the U.S. State Department. Let's see. Unjustified arrest or persecution of journalists, as well as censorship, serious restrictions on internet freedom. Man, this is a long list. Significant interference with freedom of peaceable assembly and association, restrictions on freedom of movement. This is a laugh coming from the State Department. This next one, serious corruption in government. No kidding. Widespread gender-based violence, systematic restrictions on the freedom of association of workers, and the existence of the worst forms of child labor. The report also said that the government often failed to take the adequate steps to identify and punish officials who may have committed abuses. Well, that's a long list, but I find the last one I read curious. What do they mean by the existence of, quote, the worst forms of child labor? This is the State Department putting that out. And we know what the U.S. State Department views prostitution as. Okay, they call it adult work. Okay, so are they talking about that being the worst form of child labor? You got to read between the lines with this stuff. Let's see. I'm just looking through the. I got that article. I moved it on up in my phone about and then at Mo about the expansion. And it ain't funny how they Catherine Herridge is the one that did that story, and they got her, fired her, and seized all her stuff. So yeah, we're getting close, but we still got a lot of stuff to go. You know, I saw that damn channel. I can't help it. I look and see what they're putting up there, and I call them Midas Trash. Midas Trash Network, MTN. They did a story that nobody was showing up to help Trump at the courthouse. Nobody cares. Well, Trump made the obvious statement that they're turning away thousands of people from the courthouse in Lower Manhattan by steel stanchions of police. It literally blocks from the tiny side door, from where I enter and leave. It's an armed camp to keep people away. Maggot Hagerman of the failing New York Times falsely reported, I was disappointed with the crowds. No, I'm disappointed with Maggot and her lack of writing skill, that some of these many police aren't being sent to Columbia and New York University to keep the schools open and the students safe. No, but they're blocking everybody that may come and support Trump while the colleges are going wild. The legal scholars call the case a scam that should have never been brought. I call it election interference and a personal hit job by a conflicted and corrupt judge who shouldn't be allowed to preside over this political hoax. New York justice is being reduced to ashes, and the world is breathlessly watching. Hopefully, appellate courts can save it. And all of the companies that are fleeing to other jurisdictions, they can no longer chance on New York justice. Well, I look for Mr. T to be put under some form of house arrest to try to embarrass him or humiliate him, and by proxy embarrass and humiliate us. Monopoly, yeah. Speaking of, I don't know if you guys are talking about monopoly money, but speaking of that, Trump put out the dollar has just hit a 34-year high against the yen, a total disaster for the United States. When I was president, I spent a good deal of time telling Japan and China, in particular, you can't do that. It sounds good to stupid people, but it's a disaster for our manufacturers and others. They're manipulating the currency, in other words. They are actually unable to compete and will be forced to either lose lots of business or build plants or whatever in the, quote, smart countries. This is what made Japan and China into behemoths years ago. I put limits on both and others. If they violated those limits, there was hell to pay. Biden has let it go. Watch them now pick apart the U.S. It'll be an open field day. Don't let this happen, Crooked Joe. Wake up and smell the roses. So, yeah. The other part, we talked about dismantling the judiciary, Congress. The other part of this situation is to destroy this fiat currency and this false economy. That's why we have Nasara Jasara. The dollar's going to suffer. It has already suffered. Like I said, 1969, Grandma puts $1,000 bill away for you, and you finally get it. Nowadays, this day and age, it's only worth $100. So the dollar's already been decimated. We're just going to put the final touch to it before we revive it. Remember, on my first broadcast, I had what? I had a Kennedy 5. I need to get that picture too. The Kennedy Five, United States note. It said not Federal Reserve. Yeah, we're going to have precious metals back in the currency. BRICS is going to see to that. But there's going to be hardship. This is Greg Abbott's post. He said, arrests are being made right now and will continue until the crowd disperses. These protesters belong in jail. Anti-Semitism will not be tolerated in Texas, period. Students joining in hate-filled anti-Semitic protests at any public college and university should be expelled. Not only that, folks, but they've got to be documenting who is a foreign-born national, okay? Who came here and got their citizenship and they were born on foreign soil, who is participating in these subversive activities, sabotaging stuff, breaking law, strip them of their citizenship and deport them back to their country under the Alien Enemies Act, just like Trump said. That's got to be going on right now. Let's see. North American Union note. New World Money War. So that's what Klaus Schwab wants. Is that what you're talking about, single songwriter? That NAU note. That spells nah, nah. Venezuela and Vietnam joined BRICS today. Well, no wonder they've been cozying up. Venezuela been cozying up to Russia. If they weren't singing Russia's tune, Putin wouldn't want them on board, because they go on total communism. They're going to have to change their ways. But yeah, there's a lot of countries joining BRICS. Yeah, that's right, single songwriter. The activists, the leaders. Hi, Christina. Well, I have a meme. Somebody said in there, the markets are rigged. And I got a new updated, all this stuff I wanted to put on my picture show. CNN scalp pool. Everybody leaving CNN. Remember, I had the scalp pool and was putting red X's over everybody's faces. I'll save that for my picture show. But a broke bartender, talk about AOC, and got pictures of her when she was dancing around on a roof at Boston University. A broke bartender elected to Congress assumes office in 2019 with a salary of $155,000 is now worth, guess how much this little report saying she's worth. How much do you think AOC is worth right now? She got in 2019. Just take a quick guess how much you think AOC is worth right now. And then you'll know how things work in our government. Let's see if I can see any guesses. How much is AOC? Don't goggle it. Because I tell you, before I go, that's one quiz, and I got another quiz for you. Sam Bankman-Fried has inked a settlement agreement with a group of FTX customers who have agreed to drop their class action lawsuit against him in exchange for his help going after celebrity promoters of the collapsed exchange. Boy, I'll tell you one big name that's on there. Ha ha. Ian got it. Let me see who else tried. Single, you were high. Christina was low. Tennessee was low. 5 million is a good guess. So 29 million. That's what it says. Jerry at least at 50 million. I'd want to date her at that. But anyway, scam, stankman, fraud. Think of the people that pushed that FTX stuff. The agreement filed in a Miami court on Friday has not yet been approved by a judge. Remember, I said he wasn't going to be doing no 20 years, that they can adjust his sentence. So my quiz is, scam, stankman, fraud is helping out. He's going to turn on these celebrity people that endorsed his scam. I'll tell you one who's sweating right now. Shaquille O'Neal. But no goggling, but how many of you remember who the judge is on the scam, stankman, fraud deal? Who's the judge on a scam, stankman, fraud deal who's going to end up saying, no, not right away, gee, he's helped the victim so much, we're going to reconsider his sentence. So hi, Roland. Hi, Angela. Wanda, how you doing? Phil. Hey, you guys snuck in on me. Who's the judge? What's the judge's name that handles scam, stankman, fraud? And I will, while you're cogitating on that, this Catherine Mayer, I wonder if she's related to Bill Mayer. No, Sherry, that's close though. It isn't Mercon. Single, it's not Ergadash. But you're hunting down the right trails. No, it's not Cannon. Da 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 da. Phil got it. Kaplan. You put a question mark. Who is Judge Kaplan? Yeah. And now you guys will get this quick. What's Kaplan currently famous for? Hi, Hawk. Kaplan is famous. He's a famous judge. I got two more things I want to tell y'all. Don't be jumping out of the chats. I always do tests. I do Mountain Man quizzes. Ha ha ha. No, Single, it's not Stormy. Judge Kaplan is the same creepo that awarded that old bat $83 million against Trump. It's the same creep. And that's who's in charge of scam, stankman, fraud. Yep, awarded E. Jean Carroll that money. See how it works, folks? You see how it works? AOC gets $29 million. She sings a certain tune. They got her. They bought her off. They own part of our government. Judge Kaplan, he's headhunting Trump, and he's also taking care of scam, stankman, fraud. Okay, so they got him in their pocket. Now, I don't know who this Catherine Mayer is. She says that as Wikipedia's executive director, she took, quote, a very active approach to disinformation, unquote, coordinated censorship through, quote, conversations with the government, unquote, and suppressed content related to the plan and endemic and to zero election. So here you have Wikipedia's executive director saying they participated directly in illegal psychological warfare campaigns and election interference. Oh, Kaplan was nominated by President Clinton to a seat on the U.S. District Court for the South. Yeah, he got there. He's there, and he's causing trouble for Mr. T. So I will leave you with this, folks, that nobody's reporting. Donald Trump, breaking news. Donald Trump is set to receive as a bonus, I guess, for stock dividend. Donald Trump is set to receive $1.25 billion worth of Trump media stock in DJT as earn out bonus. That's just his bonus, folks. That was announced a day before yesterday. Nobody has said a peep about it because they're all supposed to be happy. They're getting Trump. They're breaking his back. The news organizations are all coordinated saying he looks terrible. He's aging so badly. He's under so much pressure. We finally got him now. He's going to be going to jail. How can he afford this? There's no way he can survive. Well, he gets $1.25 billion as an earn-out bonus. So they could put that in their pipe and smoke it. We know about it. And I got these pictures of Hillary saying she believes a second term will be like having a dictator. But at the same time, a report came out, former advisor to Obama, Hillary Clinton, arrested on child S3X crime charges in the UK. So we don't have any of our, well, we might have somebody from the UK in our chats, but yeah. There's stuff going on all the time, folks. Yeah, foreign flags in our Congress. You think he looks tired, Ian? All right, folks. I appreciate y'all coming on with me, even though I got a very late start. Like I said, I tried my best, and I wanted to do a multi-broadcast. Check out my backup channel, all one word, Mountain Man Speaks. Don't put any spaces in there. Just type out Mountain Man Speaks in the little search thing on Utizzle, and then you'll scroll down a little ways. You might see a couple of Mountain Man this and that. I think you'll see this channel first, and then might see another. Scroll down, then you'll see it. Mountain Man Speaks. It's the same icon you see on the screen right now. Ha ha ha. So do me a favor. I posted one video there. Do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe to that channel and I'll be able to do lives over there also. And I can take more of a chance with that channel, Speak Franker, because it's clean. It doesn't have any bad marks or nothing on it. Yeah, single songwriter put it in there. That's just what it is. I can't, Wanda. Wanda, you got to be able to find it. I mean, you got to just look up there at single songwriter. See how he did it? All one word. Wanda, all one word. You got to scroll down a little bit. Thank you, David. You know, I had somebody send me a nice comment. And I really thank you, Tennessee. I really appreciate when somebody messages me. I never heard their name before, and they told me that they because of listening to my broadcast for a while and watching the chats and didn't participate in the chats, that they got on the other side of the fence. They got on our side of the fence and thanked me. And I never heard from them before. So I know, who would do that unless it wasn't true? It's got to be true. So I helped one person to look at things differently. Yeah, alternate facility, Cheyenne Mountain, you think, huh? I thought it was Texas, might be. But you could be right. Things are much more, they're in control. But, and I'm talking about the good guys, but it is very, very dangerous. Okay? Very, very dangerous. All right, Brush Miller. So anyway, folks, that did perk me up, hearing from somebody that I made a difference, and you all made a difference too. I'm sure that he, watched your all's chats and sees that we're not whatever others try to paint us out to be. We're good people. Okay, we're good people that care about our country and the future of our children and the future of our nation. Primarily our children, because children will be what makes our nation, right? So anyway, folks, thank you for spending your precious time with me. I really appreciate it. I don't know when I'll go live again. I'm going to try to do a multi-stream. That's my goal. And I might go out of the plan I had was to do one live, then the next day post videos, then the next day do a live, like alternate. But I might go live sooner. So if you're subscribed and hit the notification bell, you'll know when I go live. All right, folks, I appreciate it very much. You all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.